Snake milker. Most people spend their lives avoiding danger. Viper operatives make their living walking straight into it. These specialists have two missions: find vipers in the wild and extract their venom for life-saving antivenoms. It's a job where every step, every breath, every shadow matters. At dawn, they hike into rocky hillsides, forests, or abandoned ruins where vipers hide between stones warmed by the sun. They listen for the faintest rattle, watch for a shifting coil, and feel vibrations through the ground that most people wouldn't notice. Every environment is a trap: loose rocks, deep holes, unstable terrain, and a predator perfectly adapted to vanish until it strikes. Once found, the hunt becomes a test of nerve. They use hooks, tongs, and bare precision to lift the viper without provoking it. A single mistake, a slip of the wrist, a misread movement, and the fangs strike faster than the eye can react. Some vipers deliver venom that can shut down a human heart in under an hour. Then comes phase 2, extraction. In a sterile field lab, the operative guides the viper's fangs over a vial and stimulates the glands. Venom flows, drop by drop, precious, dangerous, irreplaceable. This venom will become antivenom shipped to hospitals worldwide. Without this work, thousands of people would die every year. The job pays between $40,000 and $90,000 per year, with elite operatives handling deadly species earning $120,000 plus. But for them, it's not about the money. It's about mastering fear and saving lives. In this job, you don't chase danger, you understand it. Avalanche blaster. Most people run from avalanches. These people create them. Avalanche blasting crews are the specialists responsible for triggering controlled avalanches before nature unleashes deadly ones. Before ski resorts open, before mountain roads are safe, these teams hike deep into frozen cliffs where the snowpack is unstable, unpredictable, and ready to collapse with the slightest vibration. Each mission begins before sunrise. They load explosives into heavy backpacks, climb icy ridges, and stand on slopes so steep that a single misplaced step could send them sliding into a wide abyss. The air is thin, the cold is brutal, and the silence is deceptive. Because beneath their feet, the snowpack layers are constantly shifting and cracking. Their job? Place charges by hand, drill into snow slabs, or drop explosives from a helicopter hovering dangerously close to the mountain face. After detonation, they must escape quickly as entire walls of snow break loose, roaring like thunder. A wrong angle, a mistimed retreat, or a sudden wind gust can send the avalanche toward them instead of away. Visibility can vanish instantly in blowing snow. Temperatures can freeze equipment solid. A simple radio failure can cut them off from the rest of the team. And yet, they continue, because without them, mountain towns, highways, ski resorts, and entire valleys would be in constant danger. Avalanche blasting specialists earn between $45,000 and $85,000 per year, with experts in high-risk mountain regions reaching $100,000 plus, depending on experience in helicopter operations. Up here, safety isn't guaranteed by luck. It's earned one controlled explosion at a time. Tornado chaser. Most people run from tornadoes. Tornado interceptors drive straight into them. These are the specialists who chase violent storms across the Great Plains, tracking rotating supercells capable of wiping entire towns off the map. Their mission is simple, but almost insane. Get close enough to a tornado to collect data that could save lives without being taken by the storm themselves. Every chase begins hours before the first cloud appears. They study radar signatures, air pressure drops, humidity lines, and wind shear patterns. When the sky turns green and the clouds begin to rotate, they start the pursuit, racing down empty highways while lightning cracks across the horizon. Then comes the dangerous part. As they approach the storm's core, winds slam the vehicle from every direction. Debris, tree branches, fence posts, even pieces of roofs fly through the air at over 150 miles per hour. The tornado grows louder, a deep roaring sound like a freight train mixed with thunder. Visibility drops to zero. The pressure inside the car changes so quickly, it feels like the world is collapsing. Their armored vehicles shake violently, windows rattle. Dust clouds rise so thick, they swallow the road. And if they misjudge the tornado's path by even a few meters, they can be sucked into the vortex in seconds. Why take such risks? Because tornado interceptors earn between $40,000 and $90,000 per year, with top storm researchers and documentary crews making $120,000 plus during active storm seasons. But the real reward is data, the difference between life and death for entire counties. Out here, nature isn't just powerful, it's unpredictable, and it's hunting in 360 degrees. Commercial fishermen.
Out on the open ocean, far from the safety of land, commercial fishermen face one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet. Every shift begins before sunrise, in total darkness, with freezing winds and waves that hit like moving walls. Their workplace isn't a deck, it's a constantly shifting battlefield where nature decides the rules. They haul massive steel traps and heavy nets weighing hundreds of kilos, while the boat heaves violently beneath their feet. One wrong step, one slip on the ice-cold deck, and the ocean takes you instantly. No warning, no second chance. Storms form without mercy. Rogue waves the size of buildings crash over the railings, sweeping gear, and sometimes people, into the black water. Temperatures drop so low that their clothing freezes stiff, and exhaustion becomes a silent threat. They work 18 to 20 hours straight, often barely sleeping, pushing through wind, salt, and cold that cuts through the skin like glass. The machinery they use is powerful enough to crush a car, and it doesn't stop for human hands. Lines snap under tension, hooks whip through the air at lethal speeds, and winches can pull a person overboard in seconds. Even on calm days, the ocean floor below them hides shifting currents that can overturn small vessels without warning. And yet, they keep going, because the job pays what the danger demands. A commercial fisherman can earn anywhere from $40,000 to over $150,000 a year, with top earners on extreme fisheries making $200,000 or more in a single brutal season. But every dollar is defended by risk, real risk, measured in storms survived, fingers frozen, and nights spent wondering if the boat will hold through the next wave. For commercial fishermen, safety isn't a guarantee, it's a constant fight. Out here, the ocean doesn't care who you are, only how long you can endure it.
Saturation diver.
Hundreds of meters below the surface, sunlight disappears, and so does the margin for error. This is the world of the saturation diver, one of the deadliest, most high-pressure jobs on Earth. To repair pipelines, weld steel, or maintain underwater oil rigs, these divers live inside pressurized metal chambers for days or even weeks. Their bodies adapt to a helium-oxygen mix because breathing normal air at these depths would kill them instantly. Every time they step outside, they enter a world of total darkness, crushing pressure, freezing temperatures, and machinery large enough to tear through metal. They work in slow, deliberate movements because one wrong breath can trigger nitrogen narcosis, a confused, dreamlike state seconds away from death. Worse, ascending too fast can cause an explosive decompression where the blood inside your body literally boils. Even sleeping is dangerous. A single equipment failure in the chamber can be fatal in under a minute. And for facing this kind of risk, saturation divers earn between $150,000 and $300,000 a year, with the most experienced divers pushing even higher. Down here, the ocean doesn't forgive mistakes, it swallows them.
Volcanologist.
There are dangerous jobs, and then there are jobs that feel like science fiction. Volcano research divers belong to the second category. These are the people who dive into acidic volcanic lakes, boiling hydrothermal vents, and unstable crater pools to collect samples that could predict eruptions. Imagine lowering yourself into water so acidic it can dissolve metal, while the ground beneath you vibrates with the pulse of a living volcano. The air burns your lungs, the water burns your skin, and the entire environment feels like it wants you gone. Their equipment isn't ordinary diving gear. It's specially reinforced, coated, and constantly degrading from the corrosive chemistry. One mistake in this environment isn't just dangerous, it's instantly fatal. The water around them can reach temperatures close to boiling, thick with sulfur, carbon dioxide, and microscopic volcanic particles. A sudden gas release can knock a diver unconscious. A small earthquake can send rock plunging into the lake. Even the slightest breach in their suit can cause chemical burns in seconds. Visibility is almost zero, a green, clouded, acidic fog where divers must rely on touch, instruments, and instinct. And around them, bubbles constantly rise from cracks in the Earth's crust, each one a reminder that the volcano beneath them is alive, unpredictable, and unforgiving. Why would anyone do this? Because these divers collect data that helps scientists understand volcanic activity, saving entire towns from disaster. Their work is rare, high risk, and highly specialized. And because of the danger and expertise required, volcano research divers can earn between $80,000 and $150,000 a year, with elite expedition divers exceeding $200,000, depending on missions and sponsorships. When your office is a boiling lake inside a volcano, you don't think about the risks. You think about surviving the next minute.
Wind turbine technician. Most people see a wind turbine as a clean energy machine. Wind turbine technicians see it as a 120-meter climb into one of the most dangerous workplaces on Earth. Every day, these specialists scale towers taller than skyscrapers, carrying heavy tools while suspended hundreds of feet above the ground. There is no elevator, only a narrow metal ladder inside a hollow shaft echoing with the sound of the wind. Halfway up, the air thins, and the temperature drops. At the top, the real challenge begins. They step out onto a tiny platform, exposed to violent gusts that can shift direction in seconds. Their job? Repair turbine blades as long as airplane wings, each one sharp, slippery, and rotating with enough force to throw a person into the sky. A single cable and a harness stand between them and a fatal fall. Storms roll in without warning. Lightning searches for the tallest object, and they are standing on it. Even inside the nacelle, workers face hydraulic systems, high-voltage electrical lines, and rotating machinery capable of crushing anything in their path. Why take such risks? Because the job pays between $50,000 and $100,000 a year, with elite blade repair specialists earning $120,000 plus. But what they earn most is respect, for doing the work no one sees, at heights no one else dares. Up there, above the clouds, danger isn't theoretical. It's the wind, the height, and every step you take. Nuclear technician. Some jobs are dangerous, but this one lives in the shadow of a disaster the world tried to forget. Chernobyl hot zone technicians are the specialists who enter the restricted radioactive zones around the infamous nuclear power plant. Their mission? Maintain containment structures, monitor radiation spikes, repair aging systems, and secure an area that, decades later, remains hostile to human life. Every shift begins with a ritual of protective sealing. They wear multi-layer suits, thick gloves, filtered respirators, and radiation badges that track every second of exposure. Even with all this protection, the danger is real. The air carries microscopic radioactive dust that can cling to suits and equipment. The ground still hides hot spots, patches where radiation is thousands of times above safe levels. Inside the sarcophagus, they walk through dark, concrete corridors cracked by time. Rusted metal hangs overhead. Geiger counters chirp constantly, sometimes screaming as they approach unstable zones. One wrong step can kick up contaminated dust. One error in their respirator can pull in irradiated air. And all around them, the remains of reactor machinery sit frozen in time, but still very much alive in radiation. Their tasks sound simple: tighten bolts, scan surfaces, replace sensors, check pressure seals. But here, every action carries risk. A drop tool can puncture a suit. A forgotten procedure can mean radiation poisoning. Even the dust on their boots could contaminate their bodies if the decontamination chamber fails. And yet, they do it, because someone has to make sure the catastrophe of 1986 does not echo again. Chernobyl hot zone technicians earn between $60,000 and $120,000 per year, with elite nuclear specialists working short rotations that can exceed $150,000. But the real payment is time. Every minute inside the zone subtracts from the minutes they can safely spend outside. In Chernobyl, danger isn't loud. It's silent, invisible, and patient. Bomb disposal diver. Most people fear explosions. Underwater blast technicians swim toward them. These specialists work beneath the surface, in complete silence, searching for explosive devices hidden on shipwrecks, harbor foundations, oil rigs, and military zones. Some of these bombs have been underwater for decades, rusted, unstable, and unpredictably sensitive. Before diving, the technician studies blueprints, sonar images, and current maps. Every detail matters. The water temperature, the tide cycle, the pressure at depth. Because underwater, even a small mistake becomes fatal instantly. Once submerged, visibility often drops to a few centimeters. The ocean becomes a black maze, filled with cables, sharp metal, and silt clouds. The technician moves slowly, carefully breathing through a rebreather that hides every bubble, because vibrations can trigger unstable explosives. When they find the device, the real danger begins. They stabilize it with gentle movements, attach remote detonators, secure anchor points, and sometimes defuse the bomb by hand, all while currents push. Marine life moves unpredictably, and pressure crushes every tool they use. A loose wire, a drop in oxygen, a sudden surge of current. Any of these can turn a routine dive into disaster. Underwater blast technicians earn between $70,000 and $150,000 per year, and elite specialists working in military deep water zones exceed $200,000, depending on mission risk and depth. Down there are no second chances, only cold water and calm hands. Rocket fuel technician. Most jobs deal with pressure. Rocket fuel handlers deal with substances that can explode if the temperature rises by 1 degree. These specialists work with the most volatile materials on Earth, the cryogenic fuels that power rockets into space. Liquid hydrogen at -253 degrees Celsius, liquid oxygen at -183 degrees Celsius, hydrazine so toxic that a single breath can be fatal. This is the fuel that launches satellites, space capsules, and deep space probes. Every operation begins in silence. Before dawn, handlers step into heavy protective suits lined with cooling tubes. Their breath fogs inside their visor as they inspect massive fuel lines, pressure tanks, and valves the size of car engines. Even a microscopic impurity inside a pipe can trigger a violent reaction. Once fueling begins, the danger becomes invisible and absolute. The fuel moves through kilometers of pipes colder than Antarctica, cracking metal if temperatures shift too fast. The roar of boiling cryofluid echoes inside the rocket, a reminder that this energy, if mishandled, could vaporize an entire launch pad. Handlers monitor dozens of sensors simultaneously: pressure spikes, flow rates, microleaks, vibration signatures. One abnormal reading, and they must shut everything down instantly. A single drop of leaking fuel can freeze skin solid or ignite with the slightest spark, and yet, without them, rockets don't fly. Rocket fuel handlers earn between $60,000 and $120,000 per year, while senior aerospace cryogenic technicians can reach $150,000 plus, depending on mission risk and fuel type. In spaceflight, astronauts get the glory, but rocket fuel handlers carry the danger long before liftoff. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great day.